What up? So in this video, I want to help you navigate daily energies using numerology, and today we have the 11th of September. Every single day of September in numerology is a double day. That means the energy is strongly amplified. And in my book, Keys to a Wizard's Treasure, I write about how to use numerology to navigate these energies. And today I want to read you about the 11 days and what to do on 11 days. So any day when it is the 11th, 29th, or it adds up to 1129 if you totally, sum it up, these days carry master number energy, which revolves at a much higher frequency compared to other numbers, meaning these days will be very charged up, intense, and quick moving. 11 days carry a lot of emotional energy, which means that everybody feels their own emotions more deeply and intensely. People are more likely to be moody as some negative emotions which they carry within are amplified or simply because they reappear all of a sudden. Leonardo DiCaprio was born on the 11th of November, the 11th month, which made him capable of playing very difficult and highly emotional roles and having a great influence on people. All that means that people are more likely to make decisions based on emotions rather than logic, which means that if you're a salesman, try to get the customer emotionally attached to the product you are selling, and they will be much more likely to buy something which they may have never bought before or originally intended to buy. At the same time, if you are buying something, make sure you are not letting your emotions control your decisions, no matter how tempting it is to give in due to the heightened mood. Positive emotions will be amplified just as much as negative ones. So if you can notice yourself going down a spiral of negativity, you can make a conscious switch, focus on or pursue something positive to create an equally powerful upward spiral of positivity. It is a great day for exercise because there are two ones, which is the masculine sun and the fiery Aries as the first zodiac. It is a day when you can have a great influence on people, win a tournament or race. The very powerful practice of active imagination or visualization works the best on 11 days. I really enjoy reading Neville Goddard, who talks about what I'm about to write about, especially on 11 days. This means spend a couple of minutes visualizing your dream life and your dream self in detail. How do you look, dress, move, and interact with others? What does the house or apartment in which you wake up look like? Go as far as imagining every little detail, from the subtle notes in your perfume to the material of the furniture to art on the wall, and do not let your mind limit you from visualizing the limitless and abundant potential which is available in this universe as well as within yourself. You must be beyond certain in the fact that this is possible and that you are worthy of exactly that, and that nothing is going to prevent you from manifesting your desired outcomes. If you believe that imagination would be left to delusional mystics and not people of rational mind, let's see what Nikola Tesla has to say about its power and potential. My method is different. I do not rush into actual work. When I get a new idea, I start at once building it up in my imagination and make improvements and operate the device in my mind. When I have gone so far as to embody everything in my invention, every possible improvement I can think of, and when I see no fault anywhere, I put into concrete form the final product of my brain, Nikola Tesla. The wonderful thing is that this power is not reserved for the geniuses of the world, but anybody at all, and it is a spiritual muscle which can be trained and strengthened like any other muscle of the body if you keep it active and alive. Be delusional and assume only the best, even if your current reality looks nothing like what you desire. If I was not delusional and allowed my quote-unquote reality to define me or what I am capable of, I would have become destroyed a long time ago, meaning it is my delusions that have propelled me forward and allowed me to see the brighter, bigger picture, even though at times there was no material evidence present in front of my eyes. This is because my inner eye saw what the physical had no access to. People always called me delusional for believing in myself or for having discovered some spiritual wisdom, which they considered nonsense. But I always took it as a compliment because it is impossible to get to the top of the mountain without being slightly delusional. If any great inventor or athlete or businessman would have explained their vision to somebody before it became manifested in reality, they would be labeled as beyond delusional. But it is only through this firm belief in their delusion that they were actually able to manifest their dreams, goals, and ambitions. Imagine Elon Musk sitting down with a nice lady at a bar at age 20 and telling her he is going to be the wealthiest human on earth, make electric cars mainstream, have rockets fly to space, and have influence over the President of the United States of America. She would have called the police before he was able to finish that sentence. But it is through firm assumption that your delusion can become reality that you actually create the portal or timeline where your delusions are reality. Whereas if somebody is scared to be labeled as delusional, they will not even create the possibility that their delusion becomes reality. Why limit yourself and how big you can dream when anything is possible, and the only thing you have to do is be bold and brave enough to be delusional and not afraid to stand out. Do not block yourself and the magic which so desperately wants to flow into your life, and do not let people with no imagination or faith bring you down. And when you win bigger than ever before, do not feel guilty for having outperformed those who have doubted you, as an eagle does not feel guilty for flying as high as they desire. Most importantly, using the knowledge that the 11 days are hypercharged emotionally, imagine the feeling of being the dream version of you, having your dream possessions, relationships, career, or pursuit. Spend some time bathing in the feeling, as when you build an emotional attachment to the dream version of you and your life, you are creating and manifesting exactly that on the spiritual plane, and bringing yourself closer to the desired outcome of manifestation. Having these images floating around in your mind is extremely powerful, because you will start to consciously or subconsciously start to aim towards closing the gap between you now and dream you. You will start embodying dream you in your conscious life, and moving towards dream you will become more and more of an automatic and subconscious process, organized and constructed by your higher self. You want to use the 11 days to visualize or journal your goals and plans for the future. And since it is such an emotionally overwhelming day, you want to make sure you remain somewhat stable in your mood, or simply know that your emotions do not define you, and you do not have to act on them. I have broken down more often on 11 days than any other. You can break down if you wish, just do not act on destructive impulses.